Brazil is one of the world's most opulent nations, where people can earn up to $30 billion thanks to its football carnivals and expanding markets for business and entertainment. We can all understand what a multi-millionaire in Brazil lives like, but what about the nation's billionaires? Watch till the end to know. Make sure you subscribe before moving ahead. Eduardo Severin, the co-founder of Meta Inc., formerly known as Facebook, is the wealthiest Brazilian, straight out of the Social Network movie. Prior to Severin's most recent payout, Jorge Paulo Lemann had long held the distinction of being the wealthiest person in Brazil. Right now, Severin has amassed a little over $17 billion. Severin has subsequently changed careers and is now a venture investor, albeit the majority of his income still comes from his minor ownership in Facebook. He founded a venture capital fund that today oversees $1.4 billion in assets after announcing his U.S. citizenship soon before Facebook's IPO. Jorge Paulo Lemann, a Brazilian citizen 83 years old and currently worth $16.2 billion, is the second richest person in Brazil. He started off as a modest investment banker and slowly built up his wealth until he acquired a controlling interest in Anheuser-Busch InBev. They may or may not be familiar to you, but suffice it to say that we appreciate their creative output. 2013 saw the acquisition of H.J. Heinz and Company by Berkshire Hathaway and 3G Capital, a private equity firm founded by the Lehman brothers. In addition to acquiring Sam Miller for $100 billion, the business also acquired numerous more well-known beer brands in 2016. Lehman's net worth reached its highest point ever and continues to do so now as a result of this business's tremendous success. Jorge Paulo Lemann was worth a little less than $30 billion in 2017. Interestingly, two of his fellow Anheuser-Busch stockholders rank in the top 5 richest people in Brazil. With a net worth of $11.5 billion, Marcel Herman is the third richest person. Carlos Alberto Sicapira, with an estimated net worth of $8.7 billion, is the sixth richest person in the nation. Also owned by the three are restaurant franchises. Multinational parent of the Tim Hortons and Burger King coffee chains in Canada, Budweiser cannot simply be cracked open at any time of the day. Jorge Molfillo, a physician who established Red Dior Hospital and Laboratory in 1977, is the fourth wealthiest Brazilian. Following hundreds of millions in sales as well as stock acquisitions and buyouts, Fillo is currently valued at just around $9.5 billion. He currently serves on the board of the company's president. Jorge Moltillo continues to stay in the lovely Rio de Janeiro, unlike several of these billionaires, like Lemann and Severin, who have since moved abroad. The country's millionaires have lots to do when they're not busy making money, thanks to Brazil's reputation for various opulent pursuits. Several of the best classic vehicle dealers in the world are based in this nation. The nation's automobile industry got started in the 1940s, luring more immigrants to the existing multicultural melting pot. An automobile will currently sell for 2.5 times as much in Brazil as it would in the US. Due to the sales of Fiats and Porsches, classic car dealers are extremely wealthy. When it comes to fashion, Brazil is a world leader as well. With some of the most costly clothing on show, Sao Paulo's streets are dotted with internationally renowned designers. When window shopping, the majority of individuals strive to stand at the ideal angle so that their heads are in the ideal position and they can visualize how they appear. The country's wealthiest individuals can genuinely afford that $1,000 opulent outfit. However, Paulista Avenue is bordered with some of the most expensive labels, such as Iguatemi and Daslu, so even a short journey up the street makes you feel a little richer. People might as well be throwing priceless gemstones over their shoulders into a fountain to make wishes, because Brazil is home to some of the world's most abundant mineral resources. However, despite their abundance, Brazilian jewelry has a very high level of luxury due to its widespread reputation. Brazilian jewelry company H. Stern is renowned all over the world for its exquisite craftsmanship and sophisticated style. If you're looking for a gold necklace, the nice people at H. Stern may offer it to you for the cheap, low price of $62,000. Jewelry items frequently cost much over $1,000. Nothing nearly compares to the industry that first made Brazil famous, even though its jewelry and automobiles are both excellent. Even just a fantastic lunch and a cup of coffee will draw the wealthiest individuals in the world to Brazil. More than 12,000 eateries litter the streets of Sao Paulo, with some with reasonable prices and others like Dom with upscale eating options. Coffee is unsurpassed. Our generation could find a trip to Brazil worthwhile if they stopped pumping coffee as their life force and instead just sat back and enjoyed it. For more than a century, upscale coffee houses like Christoph's and Santa Grau have profited from the country's leading export. Enjoying so far? Then pause and like, share, and subscribe. The chocolate du jour is the emerging premium company chocolate from Brazil located in the heart of Sao Paulo. This company's gourmet chocolate has made headlines across the world and is a perfect example of the extent Brazilian business owners would go in order to attract the wealthiest citizens of the nation. The wealth of the stunning nation of Brazil is concentrated in two places. The first is Sao Paulo, the commercial hub of the nation. In the latter part of the 19th century, the capital of the Brazilian state, with the same name, was the most productive metropolis in Latin America. The metropolis expanded and eventually became the biggest in the southern hemisphere. Coffee, Brazil's main export, has helped the city grow economically. Since its expansion, millions of people have moved there from South America and Europe, expanding the city's size and advancing the urban evolution for the wealthiest residents. Sao Paulo is mostly a working metropolis, with other significant Brazilian cities having a higher priority on the luxury lifestyle. Sao Paulo's numerous skyscrapers were all constructed during the last century or so. There are very few structures that date back to the colonial periods. As previously mentioned, Sao Paulo is predominantly a nation of immigrants, both from inside Brazil and from Europe, as well as early 20th century immigrants from Japan and the Middle East. The highest population of Japanese people outside Japan is currently found in Sao Paulo. This diversity of cultures and educational backgrounds helped the city industrialize and develop into a place where some of the world's billionaires make their money by growing their coffee-related enterprises. In terms of technology, business, international trade, banking, and finance, Sao Paulo is a world leader. Sao Paulo has once resembled Chicago, but it evolved and became the hub of Brazilian trade. It outgrew that analogy. Throughout the 19th century, it also developed into a cultural leader, emphasizing the arts and building a strong educational system. 26 of the world's billionaires resided in Sao Paulo, one of South America's megacities, in 2014. The wealthiest in Brazil must have a spot where they may play only if Sao Paulo is all work. That would be none other than Rio de Janeiro, the oceanfront capital city famous for both its lavish festivals and its beach lifestyle. For the nation's wealthiest inhabitants, the city is the ideal place to unwind. Many of Brazil's millionaires opt to work in Sao Paulo while residing in Rio. Due to its preserved history and fine arts displays, the city is well regarded as the national cultural center. The city's architecture is incredibly diversified. One part is a tourist destination, and the other is a metropolis that, while not Sao Paulo, can surely compete. Despite having a reputation for being a leisurely town, it really ranks second in terms of industrial capacity, with a significant market for investment, banking, and finance, as well as several export-import corporations having their headquarters there. The richest people in the nation today, as well as those from abroad, all want to visit it. The Pan American Sports Games, the World Cup, and the 2016 Olympic Games were held there, demonstrating its value as a travel destination. What a billionaire Brazilian's life is like is something we can only speculate about, isn't it? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!